I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
Help me out here. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray.
Carrie Underwood is making you look like a bunch of sissies.
How did The View go from promoting unity and acceptance to launching an all-out attack on Carrie Underwood, one of the classiest and most talented voices in music, simply because she agreed to perform at the presidential inauguration? You'd think that someone like Carrie, practically the sweetheart of country music, would get a pass for wanting to celebrate her country at such a historic event. But no, the moment she said yes, the usual critics came crawling out of the woodwork and the cancel culture mob pounced. People actually started calling for her to be canceled, claiming she was normalizing a convicted felon. Yes, you read that right. The accusation was so absurd it was almost laughable. But here's the real story of how this drama spiraled out of control, and why Carrie Underwood might be the only one in this situation truly taking the high road. Before all the backlash and controversy, Carrie was the darling of the music world. She first captured America's heart as a small-town girl with a powerhouse voice on a hit singing competition. Now, despite the noise surrounding her, she remains as graceful and unbothered as ever.
Superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are. So let's put this in perspective here. What do y'all think?
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning, so she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. So I get why she did it.
From the very beginning, Carrie Underwood steered clear of controversy. You never saw her tangled up in scandals or making headlines for all the wrong reasons. She didn't rely on dramatic feuds or publicity stunts to climb the charts. People loved her because she was authentic, poised, and incredibly talented. With millions of records sold and a shelf full of awards, she built her career on pure talent and hard work, all while avoiding the chaos of political drama. Then came the now infamous inauguration invite, a patriotic event that any artist would consider an honor. Standing at the Capitol, singing America the Beautiful, and uniting people under the same flag. What could possibly be so controversial about that? Carrie accepted the invitation with gratitude, ready to deliver a performance worthy of the moment, but instead of celebrating her talent and patriotism, critics
You know the words, help me out here. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
Well, according to her critics, that was enough to label her a Mary J. star, and they called for her to be canceled, boycotted, blacklisted, whatever they could come up with. Some fans stood up for her on social media, but a wave of critics came crashing in, determined to tear her down, all for standing on a stage and singing America the Beautiful. How dare she? Let's break down the moment Carrie made her decision. She caught the official invitation to perform at the inauguration, a massive honor. Instead of being evasive, she proudly shared her excitement about singing for the country she loves. She made a statement about unity, emphasizing how we all need to come together and look toward the future, about as non-controversial as you can get. You'd think so.
It's country music. I think
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
A lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it, because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another story.
I would love for you to do a roast at the Trump inauguration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no one knows how to any.
Cue the firestorm. Social media erupted with people accusing Carrie of normalizing someone they despised. Some fans demanded refunds for her concerts, and a few even threatened to stop streaming her music altogether. But here's the twist. A whole new wave of supporters rushed to her defense. People admired her for standing her ground, for not giving in to the pressure, for showing real strength. Carrie wasn't just standing there, she was owning her decision, and many respected that. While some celebrities were avoiding the president, Carrie wasn't afraid to show up and sing her heart out.
Interesting day, right? The 21st.
It's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And you can choose to celebrate it how you want. You can honor MLK.
I'm going to honor him and
Yep.
at
And
the
get a
spa.
special treatment.
Well,
That's right.
as long as it's a free country and it holds,
Yes.
I would agree with everybody. It is a free country at the moment.
Well, yeah, but it's up to us to make sure that doesn't start to change.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
that's
we're trying.
Well, we're trying, yes, and it's important not to forget that we have that right. It is up to us.
Yeah.
Now, there are other people performing too, and I don't really even want to bring it.
It was polarizing. Carrie's name was suddenly on everyone's lips. Critics flooded social media with childish name-calling, labeling her a traitor, a sellout, and a puppet of the establishment, as if she had committed some unthinkable crime. And of course, The View jumped in, stoking the flames even further. One of the hosts went so far as to claim that performing at the inauguration was like normalizing a convicted felon, even though, last I checked, no one was in prison. But let's not get lost in the details. Carrie's only crime was celebrating America with her voice on a historic day. That's when the real attack began. Another co-host weighed in, saying she wouldn't have sung for this administration. Fine, that's her choice. But publicly shaming someone who feels differently isn't exactly the spirit of free expression. The usual critics piled on, accusing Carrie of everything under the sun without any real evidence. Then came the moral authority from The View's hosts, suggesting that if fans didn't like it, they should just boycott her music, as if they had the power to decide who gets to make a living.
And for her to be boycotted and canceled, John Rich weighed in, saying there are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the balls to come forward and be counted. Ain't nothing outlaw about keeping your mouth shut to appease the record label. Carrie Underwood is making you look like a bunch of sissy boys.
Oh, but then you pushed her and she said, yeah, I guess I am.
Well, I said to her, do you believe that women should make the same amount of money as men? Well, I guess I am a feminist.
Yeah, and she said, I guess I am a feminist. So I think people feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you have a right to perform where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
Well, they wouldn't ask me, so I have no.
Right, yeah.
They're not asking